Hey guys, and welcome to POTS Survival Guide. Today I've got another Q&A for you. So before we get started with the Q&A, I just wanted to let you guys know that I promise I haven't abandoned you on the workout video front. I actually have two pretty long ones filmed. One I filmed I don't know, almost 6 months ago, and one I filmed a few weeks ago. And for some reason, YouTube just won't let me post them. I also have another video that is having the same deal. So I'm working on that really hard. They will be posted at some point, I hope. So be patient, but there are more workout videos coming. For now, I will continue with the Q&As and maybe some other stuff to mix it up. But just wanted to let you guys know that I have not forgotten about the workout videos. Okay, our question today comes from Zaladakong Zala. I sincerely apologize for butchering your name. I hope that was close. Anyway, the question is, does stress cause POTS? So this is a really good question. I do talk a lot about how stress is important to POTS and how important it is to sort of manage your stress and to de-stress and to relax. And yes, stress is important in POTS and in almost any illness, both physical or mental. But the short answer is no, stress in and of itself does not cause POTS. So when you think of an illness like the cold or a flu, there's a pretty clear cause and effect. You get infected by the virus, and then you get the cold or flu symptoms. A lot of people want to think about all illnesses through that lens, but unfortunately, very few illnesses are that simple. So there are diseases where if you get one mutated copy of a gene from your mom and one from your dad, you automatically get the disease. There's a single mutation on a single gene that leads to that disease. Some examples of this would be sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, that sort of thing. So that does exist, and it's easy to want to think about all diseases that way. But in reality, only a very small portion of all chronic illnesses are inherited that way. So current thinking is that most chronic diseases come about because of a combination of genetic vulnerabilities and environmental factors. So what that means is that you probably have several genes in your body that sort of convey a risk factor for POTS. It says that under the right conditions, your body is more likely to develop POTS than this other illness. But it's possible that even if you have all of the same genetic risk factors for POTS, you'll never get POTS. That's because your environment also plays a pretty big role. Your environment, your lifestyle, your experiences can all determine whether genes get turned on or turned off. You may have heard the term epigenetics, and that's pretty much what epigenetics is. If you haven't studied it before, it's really, really interesting. I won't go into too much detail, but I have a whole section on it in my book, so when that comes out, you should check it out. But basically what that means is that there are environmental factors that can influence whether or not you get sick. Some of those include diet, exercise, the place in which you live, your exposure to toxins like lead and mercury, all kinds of things. And stress is one of those factors. So if your body is under a lot of stress, whether that's emotional stress, like being overwhelmed with school, work, friends, that sort of thing, or whether that's a stress on the body, like a viral infection or pregnancy, puberty, a concussion, any of those things. If you have the genetic vulnerability for POTS, it's possible that enough stress could cause those genes to turn on and cause you to develop the full symptoms of POTS. But without those genetic vulnerabilities, you wouldn't develop POTS. So stress in and of itself can't cause POTS. I like to think about it this way. There are millions of people out there who are just as stressed out as I am, and most of them never develop POTS. Some of them might develop another illness, so maybe they have genetic vulnerabilities for other illnesses, and some of them might not develop anything at all. But because of my specific genetic vulnerabilities and because of the stress, I developed POTS. Now, I just want to issue a disclaimer that this is still somewhat speculative. Scientists haven't isolated specific genes that give you the vulnerabilities for POTS. So it's possible that some study someday will come and disprove all of this. But this is sort of the current thinking of a lot of scientists about how chronic diseases come about. So I hope that was helpful, and feel free to shoot any other comments, questions, concerns in the comment section, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions you guys have.